Welcome to the Dirt Court Jester Podcast, your home for dirt track racing across the country, and just as important, right here in our backyard. Coming to you from the great state of Ohio, this is Josh with the Dirt Court Jesters. In episode 10, we're going to talk about national television, the USAC Hall of Fame, and War 100 camping. Hope you guys are ready to get dirty. This week in dirt track racing history, we're going to go back to April 9th of 2004, where the ALMS visited Limaland Motorsports Park. You're hearing that right, folks. April 9th of 2004, Limaland Motorsports Park and ALMS. Steve Casebolt Jr. would come away with the victory, and he would be $2,000 richer. And that's this week in dirt racing history. I want to give a shout out to Victory Fuel. From Throttle Punch to Lucky Lemon, both flavors are dynamite. 12 packs and 4 packs and even some cool merchandise as well. Go to drinkvictory.com and use the code Gestures10 at checkout to save. drinkvictory.com and use the code Gestures10 at checkout to save.
Acknowledge me!
Recapping the previous race week, you guys are well aware of what's going on. The weather absolutely crapped on this segment. We're going to start April 5th. Attica Raceway Park canceled for weather. Hilltop canceled for weather. Moeller canceled for weather. Ohio Valley Speedway canceled for weather. Jackson County canceled for weather. They still got work to get done too. Their opening night is to be April 19th, so look out for that. Terre Haute and USAC. The dirt track and rib racks boys hoping to get it in, but they couldn't because it was canceled for weather. Carolina Speedway was able to get it in with the USCS 360s, and Eric Wiggins Jr. would come away with the win. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. would be in second, and Ryan Roberts in third. Moving to US 36, where the Extreme Midgets and the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars would visit, and the Shark Carter Surf would get away with the victory. Chase McDermott in second, and Cannon McIntosh in third. Moving on to the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, also at US 36, Gio Scelzi has to use a provisional after a flat right rear in the last chance showdown. Rough night for Gio. Not, I'm sure, at all how he wants things to be going, considering how they were going at the beginning of the season for him. Obviously, still early. I'm sure he'll recap. Gio's a hell of a driver. Zeb Wise tears up his car at the start of the feature. Multiple cars get damaged in that wreck. Sheldon would lead and run into the lapper, Chris Windham, spinning them both out. Sheldon looked like he might have the victory wrapped up, but he dives into 1 and 2 and bumps Windham, and they both spin out. Rico and Carson Maceda would get together after this, which leads to an open red for fuel. An open mic on the camera by Dirt Vision. I thought that was pretty cool. Could hear Gravel and his crew chatting it up about things they wanted to get done in order to get the victory. So very cool by Dirt Vision. Following that up, there was another red flag when Ryan Timms would get upside down with 4 to go. All those red flags and cautions would lead to David Gravel getting the victory, the first repeat winner of 2024. Donnie Schatz in second, and Buddy Kofoid would round out the podium. Also of note, Chase Randall finished 6th, came all the way from 24th. So way to get the elbows up, Chase Randall. Love to see the guys coming from the back. Hell of a drive there, and congrats to David Gravel on getting the victory. Moving to April 6th, Atomic Speedway in Ohio canceled for weather. Luckily enough, Browntown in Indiana was able to get some racing in. The late models, Dennis Erb Jr. would lead all 40 laps and get the victory. Jason Jameson would get second. Tanner English would round out the podium. Cherokee Speedway and USCS 360s got it in again. And your winner, Eric Wiggins Jr., second place, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and third, Lance Moss. Fremont here back in Ohio, canceled for weather. Red Hill Raceway and USAC, canceled for weather. Skyline, canceled for weather. Wayne County Speedway canceled for weather. Volunteer Speedway in the XR Super Series, Mike Marlar gets the win in $30,000 for Mike Marlar. Devin Moran in second and Jonathan Davenport in third. Moving to the Sweet Spring Motorsports Complex with the Extreme Midgets, Gail Drake would get the win, Taylor Reimer would finish second, and Ryan Timms would round out the podium. Lawrenceburg, Indiana, hoped to get there this week. 410 non-wings would run, and guess who would win? Robert Ballou with the victory. Nick Bilby in second. Joseph Moffitt would round out the podium. Going to Arrowhead now with the World of Outlaws Sprint Cars. April 6th, Gio runs over Jacob Allen's left front. They're both going into one hard and just got a little too close. Jacob Allen was moving. I thought for sure he was winning that race, and they got together, and Jacob's left front's busted, and he was done for the night. Gravel and Sheldon would put on a nice little battle at the end, but Sheldon was too much, too strong in 3 and 4, and Sheldon Hodshield would come away with the victory. David Gravel in second, and Gio Selzy would round out the podium, so good recovery there for Gio. Glad to see Sheldon get the win. Gravel being consistent, and that's what you need, especially with Donnie looking so good at the beginning of the season. So really a good season starting for the World of Outlaws. Can't wait to see how that continues to go. Moving to April 7th, 2024, the day we're recording this, Eldora was going to run some stock cars, and they were canceled for weather. Luckily enough, you got Volunteer Speedway running tonight with the XR Super Series, so good luck to those folks there. And that's going to wrap up our previous race week recap.
Let me talk to you!
This week's talking points, I want to start by talking about the BC39, scheduled now for September 26th through the 28th. If you've had tickets before, you should be able to reorder them now. If you have not, you need to apply to try to get tickets. Go to IndianapolisMotorspeedway.com. For more information, again, the BC39 is going to be September 26th through the 28th of 2024. Advance tickets now on sale for the 2024 Rich Vogler Classic. USAC Silver Crown race at Winchester Speedway on Sunday afternoon, May 5th. Reserved and general admission tickets are available. If you get them ahead of time, you save $5. Also, go ahead and make yourself a 3-day race weekend. Let's Race 2 at Eldora, May 3rd and May 4th. Then you head 45 minutes west to Winchester, Indiana for a matinee, Sunday afternoon, May 5th. Sounds like a fun time to me. Hopefully get to make 1, 2, or maybe even 3 of those races that weekend. As we all know, World Racing Group bought ASCS, and they recently announced that they have added a fire and safety team to the ASCS National Tour. So great to see World Racing Group stepping up safety for their newly acquired series. Also, I did not have Kevin Swindell and Denny Hamlin going back and forth on X. Obviously, regarding Denny jumping the restart, allegedly, at Richmond, did not have those guys going back and forth on my bingo card. It happened. If you didn't catch it, go to X, check out either Kevin Swindell or Denny Hamlin's account. You could find it. James McFadden, finally able to get back to the U.S., and he's ready to race. McFadden running with the World of Outlaws a couple times before jumping on the High Limit Tour, so great to see James McFadden back and in the car. Moving on to the Dirt Tracker Daily episode from April 1st, where Justin Fiedler breaks down why dirt racing isn't on television and why it seems unlikely to ever land there. Great insight as always from Justin. Go check it out if you haven't seen any of his stuff. DirtTracker.com, social media, Dirt Tracker Daily on YouTube, as well as on your favorite podcast outlet. Again, the episode from April 1st where Justin talks about dirt racing not being on television, and that he explains that they'd have to make it fit for television, which it really doesn't. I don't know what the way streaming is now, why dirt would want to switch at this point. It seems like there would be more money, personnel, and equipment involved from their end, and I don't feel like that's something they need to do at this juncture. I think they're making money off the streaming, and I don't feel like cable is really as big as it once was. I think most people are now streaming, so I I don't know why they would try to get to TV. Obviously, NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL. You get to TV, you get sponsorship, you get more money. And that's what the name of the game is when it comes to business money, right? I'm just not sure that fits. But all that being said, I think the format, how Justin mentions it needs to be changed. I feel like the format could be beneficial to those who aren't aware of dirt racing. Everything seems to be so instant. Everyone wants results and gratification quickly. Dirt racing in the format, as you guys well know, short, quick, and to the point. Heat races, 8 to 10 laps. Features, 20, 30, 40, 50. Obviously, there's rare cases where it's 100 laps, but very quick and to the point, and I think it could be appealing to those who are not in the know. The question is, how do you get more information out there? How do you pull in those people who just aren't aware? I'm not sure national TV is the answer. Again, if you could get there, great, but I think the path there is just too much, and it doesn't make sense. Moving on to the USAC Hall of Fame class of 2024. They've announced the inductees for 2024. We're going to start with Gene Crucian and John Mahoney. Their partnership led to the creation of Sprint Car Pictorial, race promotions, and even ownership of USAC Midget Team. Congratulations to them. The Hoffman family. Anyone in Ohio is probably aware, since USAC formed in 1956, the Hoffman teams won 146 features in sprints, midgets, and silver crowns. The team was started actually in 1929 after Gus Hoffman found a car in a field and decided he wanted to start racing in Ohio and Kentucky. Interesting way to get involved in racing. The Hoffman teams won multiple championships with drivers such as Rich Vogler, Steve Butler, Dave Darland, Tracy Hines, Jerry Coons Jr., and Brady Bacon. So congratulations to the Hoffman family. Moving on to Ricky Hood. No driver has become a winner in all three USAC's national divisions quicker than Hood. Unfortunately, in 1984, at the end of the season, Hood was hit by a sprint car in the pits, and both of his legs were broken, but he would return in 1985 and just go ahead and win the Silver Crown and the sprint title, and became the first driver to do so. Congratulations to Ricky Hood. Next up is Levi Jones. He was your USAC sprint champ in 2005, 2007, 2009, 2010, and 2011. And oh, by the way, your Silver Crown champ in 2010 and 2011. Not that long ago, in 2015, Levi Jones hung up his helmet, and he became the series director and vice president of competition. And he's been very important in forming new events such as the BC39. So congratulations to Levi. Next up, Tom Marchese. Promoted 80 USAC events between 1956 and 1968 and was vital at the start of USAC. So congratulations. Lastly, Judd Phillips, a historic mechanic with success in USAC and IndyCar, to include winning the 1968 Indy 500 with driver Bobby Unser. So congratulations to the entire USAC Hall of Fame class of 2024. And that's going to wrap up this week's Talking Points.
Woo!
Moving on to local coverage, we're going to start out by talking about AFCS. AFCS is going to be paying the top 15 in points now, both for 410s and 305s, if they complete 75% of the schedule. Their season starts on April 19th. That's awesome to hear. We talked last week about Sharon coming through with some money. We know Attica had come through with some money this season. Dwayne's up there with AFCS doing good things, trying to pay these drivers, especially with the loss of the All-Stars. And I really think, as fans keep showing up, this is something we talked about. They need people to come in through the gates to help with these payouts. Ohio's doing some really good things, and hopefully that's a trend that continues. So everybody's always saying get out and support the track, and that's obviously very important if they're putting up some big money. So cool to see what AFCS is doing. Going to move on to Kings Royal Camping. Lots 1 through 5, Silo Lot, Main Lot, and North Side. They're all sold out, folks. BFE's got 35, and Eldora Village is just under 100, I believe. So I don't think it's going to make it till July. I imagine it'll pick up here in the next month or so. I wouldn't wait. Obviously, you guys know Speedy Camping is kind of catty corner. They may have some stuff available, but I would not wait. Moving on to World 100 Camping. All lots are sold out. If you waited too long. All lots for World 100 Camping are sold out. You can call Eldora Speedway, see if they had something pop up, but I think your best bet's going to be Speedy Camping, and my guess is they probably don't have much left either. So if you're trying to camp at the racetrack for the World 100, you better get on it this week, because they're going to be out of camping very soon. Eldora Speedway lots are already all sold out. Moving on to Jackson County, we talked about them. Weather has not been their favorite, as it has been for most of us. They've been trying to get work done, but due to the weather and some illnesses, they haven't been able to get it done. I know they were working on the guardrail and putting in some fence posts last week to get ready to race. They moved their opening night to April 19th, so hopefully the weather cooperates and they can get things done to get up and running. Same on that note, we're going to move to Millstream, as we always talk. They got some work done, still have some work to do. If you're up there near Finley, you can give them a hand. Let them know on their Facebook. They'll hook you up with lunch, working Saturdays and Sundays, starting roughly around 9. Weather's been a hamper for them as well. So, again, if you can help them out, or even Jackson County, I'm sure both would appreciate the help. Reach out to them if you're close by and you can give a hand. Let them know. That's going to wrap up our week of the local coverage.
I'm the tower of power, too sweet to be sour. I'm funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit and space is the place.
Series, teams, drivers, tracks, dirt media. This is your time and this is your spotlight. The spotlight is on, and this week's spotlight is going to be on Wayne County Speedway. Wayne County Speedway is just south of Orrville, Ohio. It's a 3/8 mile clay oval. Weekly shows at Wayne County are going to be 410s, late models, modified, super stocks, and mini stocks. Bring your coolers, but no glass or alcohol. Also, if you show up to the track, there's a chance you get a ride in their 2-seater late model, so that's very cool. Wayne County Speedway opened in June of 1965. Ground was apparently broken in May of 1965. It's hard to believe that. Obviously, this track comes from a vision of Pete Jacobs, who had some ground, decided he wanted a track, and here we are. Go to WayneCountySpeedway.com for more information. Their website is very cool, contains a lot of information. Go to WayneCountySpeedway.com. They've got history from previous events to past champions to the history of the track itself, fan guide, driver's information, media, their partners as well, and also their 2024 schedule. April 13th to 2024. They're going to have Fast on Dirt there. Their regular weekly show, the Fast 5, consists of 410s, late models, modifieds, super stocks, and mini stocks. That's throughout the season. April 27th, they're going to have the King of the County for the super stocks. Boss is going to be there on May 4th. Fast returns on May 11th. The King of the County for the sprint cars is going to be on May 18th. Moving to their mid-season championship on June 1st. And Ohio Sprint Speed Week will stop by June 10th. Fast sprints and open 305s will be there. Very cool. They're not going to have any sprint cars on June 15th. They're going to have late models, super stocks, mods, mini stocks, mod lights, and some vintage cars as well. Moving to the Summer Nationals Held Tour, that's going to be there on July 14th. $5,000 to win for the late models, $1,500 to win for the modifieds. Fast on Dirt comes back in July on the 27th, and the King of the County for the modifieds will also be that night. The Don Hans Gross Memorial is going to be August 10th. ALMS late models, $5,000 to win. The season championship's August 24th, and it's their Fast 5 will be present. Sprint cars, late models, super stocks Mods and mini stocks will be there. Double points and King of the County for the sprint cars. September 1st, the big one, the Pete Jacobs Memorial, $10,000 to win for fast sprints, open 305 sprints, late models, mods, and super stocks. They will not be racing on the 7th or the 14th of September because of the Wayne County Fair. And September 20th, Ohio Dirt Blowout Night 1. They haven't got the divisions lined up for that just yet. Night number 2 is going to be on the 21st. That's going to be another Fast 5 show. King of the County finale for all 5 divisions. That's the Sam Huffman Memorial. And wrapping up their season on September 27th of 2024, the Buckeye Brawl with the World of Outlaws sprint cars will visit Wayne County. So again, get to WayneCountySpeedway.com. Check out their site. It's one of the better ones out there. A lot of information. And if you get a chance to get to the track, obviously do that. Series, teams, drivers, tracks, and dirt media. If you got news you want to get out, hit me up on X, like I always say, at DirtCourtJester, and we'll get your information out. And remember, the spotlight is always on.
I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers. Oh no.
Moving on to the racing to come. Glad this segment is a little bit longer than normal. That means tracks are starting to open. Hopefully the weather cooperates and we can get a lot of racing in. Probably be a longer segment than our recap was, and you guys know what the cause of that was. Hopefully this weather is out of the way and we can get racing. April 9th. It's going to be a Tuesday, and it's going to be the midweek money series race number 1 for High Limit at Riverside International Speedway. April 12th, Attica Raceway Park Spring Nationals, night number 1. They're going to pay $6,000 to win for the 410 sprint cars, $2,000 to win for the late models. Farmer City in Illinois for the Illini 100, $10,000 to win for the World of Outlaw late models, $4,000 to win for the Extreme Midgets. Circle City in Indiana is going to have 410s. Bloomington is going to have the Maverick Sprint Car Series. Muller Raceway Park will be running. Ohio Valley Speedway will be running. All Tech's going to have Hunt the Front on the track. Federated Auto Part I-55 is going to have the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars. Texarkana 67 Speedway is going to have High Limit running. Moving to April 13th, we're going to go back to Attica for Spring Nationals. Night number 2, they're going to pay $6,000 to win again for the 410s and $1,200 to win for the 305. So awesome to see that money going out there at Attica. Back to Farmer City, Illinois for the Illini 100 night number 2 on April 13th. $20,000 to win for the World of Outlaw late models and $5,000 to win for the Extreme Midgets. So we know the late models always bring the money, but glad to see some midgets getting $5,000 to win. Atomic's going to have steel block late models. Alltech, again, Hunt the Front. Skyline Speedway with some late models. Thunder Hill with USCS. Waynesfield's going to have GLSS. Texas Motor Speedway is going to have High Limit. Florence Speedway in Kentucky, $5,000 for late models. Federated Auto Part I-55 is going to have the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars for night number 2. Lawrenceburg in Indiana, hopefully we get to the track. That's probably going to be the first race of the season. I expect the weather to be awesome. So looking forward to getting to Lawrenceburg and checking out USAC Sprint Cars for the Justin Owen Memorial on April 13th. If you don't have plans, make plans to be there. And April 14th, RPM Speedway is going to host High Limit. And that's going to wrap up this week's episode. Thanks for listening and helping us build this one lap at a time.
Goodbye. Mwah, and good night, bang.
Thanks for listening to the Dirt Court Jesters podcast. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a shout out. Let your friends know on X and YouTube as well at Dirt Court Jester. And we hope to see you guys at the track.